Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny, and tonight I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on a piece that I've had for a long time, but it just never got around to doing a review. I'm talking about the Weta Workshop's Knightmare Batman. This is from Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut Justice League, and he appeared in that one Nightmare along with the Jared Leto Joker, and they also made a black suit Superman based on Henry Cavill. And this was originally supposed to be 1,000 pieces, but I believe they only made 500. It didn't sell well. The line didn't sell well. In fact, the Joker was just discounted to $100, brand new from Weta Workshops. I picked it up. I haven't opened it yet. I know it's a good piece, but it wasn't a very popular Joker, so I'm probably not going to keep it. But this statue is Ben Affleck, so it's the Batfleck, and it's an alternate version of it, and it looks really good. I watched a review by Jeff Delaney on the Secret Sanctuary, and he really seemed to like it. He picked it up, and I watched his review, and I liked what I saw. So last year it went on a deep discount to, like, I don't know, half off, and then I got another 10 to 15% off the site. So it was like a no-brainer for me to pick it up, and I really like it. There's a lot of things to love. The only thing is I don't really collect a lot of movie pieces, but this one I made an exception for, and I'm glad I did. It's a really cool piece that I've kind of had for sale, pulled from sale, put back up for sale, pulled it again because I need the space, but I don't want to let go of the piece. I'm sure there's a lot of collectors out there that can relate with that. Anyways, enough about that. He's actually pretty big. So he's about 23.5 inches tall, about 16 inches deep, and about 15 inches wide. Due to that cape that's flowing in the wind, or the trench coat, I should say. It's a unique concept. Let's just get into it. I don't want to say too much, but let's get into the review and tell you what I think about this piece. Alright, so we have a base and sub base that are round. The sub base is this like high gloss black, just stone that all three of these pieces have. And then the base itself is covered in sand and rock from this demolished SUV that you see here. The standout for me is the way that the sand is textured and painted. It looks and feels very real, along with a lot of rocks and just different variations of debris from this SUV. You can see the spring there. You can see all of the bullet casings throughout. The chassis of this SUV is rusted out and done. I mean, you can even see brake lines on here. Again, stone, more of that rusted out undercarriage. You can see the bumper of this SUV. You have all of your backup sensors on the rear bumper. Light, cracked light, looks really good, and you can see where it's been split in half, almost by a laser. It looks like you got a rim tire on there as well. The remainings of a seat, like a rear seat, along with some more dirt, and then part of the frame where the rear windshield goes. And he's standing right above a tire and rim from this SUV. So I like that very much. It's a very realistic take on an SUV, and it's obviously been demolished. Again, more bullet casings, but there's a lot on the base to take in, even if it's mostly the same thing and kind of it gets a little boring color because it is what it is. It's sand. The sand is obviously a big theme in this statue, as Batman himself is covered in sand throughout. You can see that on his boots, all the wear and tear. On the Batman boots, they're very nicely sculpted. You can see the leather textures, all the folds, and then of course all of the weathering from being in this desert. Alright? Same thing obviously with his right foot. Nice detail on the boots. And then the pants are like a dark olive green. And he's got some knee pads on both sides obviously. So the pants have good texture and really nice detail. Even if sometimes they're a little bit muddied. It's not consistent throughout. It doesn't really take away from the piece, but it could have been that much better. And it's already a really nice piece. Right, let's look at the pants, and then just above that he's got a strap with a holster with a gun. You can see the gun's a little bit weathered and damaged. I like the straps that go around the thigh to hold that gun, and then of course the holster is held by this looks to be some kind of like belt right underneath the utility belt. It looks really good. I like how you can see all the rivets and the textures on that. I'm gonna say maybe it holds up the holster. I don't know exactly, but that's what it looks like to me. You have binoculars. They're pretty nice and weathered. A lot of good details on that. As for his gloves, they're nice leather. Good details. Again, a lot of nice wear and tear on them. And then he's got these like bandages strapped around that. Same thing with these tie bandages that go right around his gauntlets. Got him here, got it there. You see his trigger finger. Again, nice paint and work and sculpt on these gloves. Nice bandage and really good detail. You can see the leathery material that's been used to make these gauntlets. Also the fins on the side of his gauntlets, or spikes, however you want to refer to them. I always forget what to call them. Moving up on his torso, you have some nice muscle definition, and his costume, or the bat suit, is like a charcoal gray with some nice textures on it. I like the bat symbol. It looks leathery. It's partially covered because of this gaiter that he's got on, obviously to battle some of this the sandstorms. And the trench coat is really nice. It's got a beautiful flow to it. Fully sculpted, no mixed media to the coat at all. And I love the flow of it. You can see the paintwork on that and all of the sand speckles throughout. They did a really nice job with that. You could take some liberties, but you can see where the fabric is stretching. That looks good. And towards the bottom where it's just flowing, it's dirt, sand. It looks really, really good. Now the bottom of the coat is very thick. Now obviously the coat wouldn't be that thick, but I think they did that for production so that it doesn't break. And I believe a lot of people received theirs broken, but this was intact, thankfully. All right. Very, very nice piece with a lot of really good details. There are some switch outs that I'm going to show you in a little bit, but the portrait itself and the bat cowl are amazing. The textures on that cowl are unbelievable, and the realism is great. You can see the goggles are pulled up because he's not currently using them. The straps on that, the lenses are all sanded out and worn. And then the eyes are freaking amazing. Look at just the quality of those eyes. The paintwork is unbelievable, and they look just alive, which is great. And then you can see it's Ben Affleck, right? It's not 100%, but it's pretty close. The 5 o'clock shadow, the lips, the expressions on the cowl. Really a beautiful piece, and you can see, you know, the ear, the outline is great. The collar on the coat itself, the gaiter, and again the textures are kind of muddy sometimes, but it's sometimes great, so it's a little bit inconsistent, but again it's a really nice piece overall. This piece retailed for like $1,100 when it was first announced, and it was supposed to be 1,000 made, but they didn't reach that goal. I think they only made 500, and last year in December they discounted them to like half off. So I jumped on it, and I'm glad I did. It's a really nice statue, one that I'm happy to have. I go back and forth between keeping it and selling it. I would sell it because of space. I would keep it because it's really that good. But space is the problem, and I don't collect a lot of movie pieces. But it's really, really cool. I'm going to show you the switch outs. Let me switch them out. Okay, so in this right hand, instead of the machine gun, you can have a hand just holding the Joker card that Jared Leto has, and in my opinion, I would never use it because for me, the machine gun really makes this piece stand out because you don't have a lot of Batmans with a weapon. And then here's the mask portrait, masked by this gaiter to fight the sand. And again, textures are there, but sometimes they're a little muddy. But overall, it's very nicely painted. Now, these portraits have huge magnets. I'll show you what I mean. Magnets are enormous, so when you're placing this on, you got to be careful because it will pull. But again, very nice work on the portraits. I love the portraits. So overall, I really like this statue. I'm glad I have it. Let me know what you guys think. If you're gonna get this, if you like it, thought about getting it. I'll see you on the next review. Thank you.